Hello, my friends. How would you explain a mystery? How would you explain a mystery that is strange to the average person? If you want to explain something that is a mystery, you're delving into a key that may be considered a lost key. And if a key is lost, there's no way to open the door to understanding or to your home. And if your key is lost, it's probably true also that you're in some ways lost yourself. And I want to talk about today the lost key of the sufficiency. The lost key of the sufficiency, because the sufficiency is the most important aspect of understanding truth, eternal truth, divine truth. There's no better understanding of the divine than through the understanding and the appreciation of the sufficiency that is in all life. We know that there has to be a truth that remains untouched. There is a truth that remains pure and untouched. Well, pure to what extent? We are dealing with human beings, and no human is pure. Everybody has faults, but there is a standard of belief that is exemplary and should always be seen as a pearl of great price. And it is accessed, accessed, by having the right keys to it. We may find that most of what we have learned through the merging of paganism with Christianity is beliefs about gods. There are many gods. And every civilization has a notion of who or what that God is. Some people have gods as an animal. Some people have gods as images that you may placate in place of worship, in place of assembly. In India alone, there are over 350,000 gods. And in China, there are many gods being adhered to as well. The main point, however, is to know that gods, in many cases, are creature created. Gods are creature created. Human beings create gods according to what they think this God should be saying. And in many cases, they even put words in the mouth of these gods and teach that to those people who will listen. But with many gods created by human beings, they are created with ulterior motives. We see where even Christianity, when the colonizers went down to Africa, they did not only teach the goodness of Christ, they also teach the demands of the colonizers. And we know many of the things, the atrocities that were done by colonizers. There's no goodness in them. And if the Creator created all people equal and to be accepted regardless of ethnicity, regardless of beliefs and how one may look, then many of the things that came from the colonizers were not from the Creator. They were from the gods whom they created and whom they wanted to teach in order for their gains, in terms of their ulterior motives, to build their governments, to build their economy, and to build their advancement in societies wherever they are from, whether they're French, English, what have you. But we must understand that when we have come to a place where we know of the ulterior motives of the people who have guided us and have ruled us and have taught us and have influenced us over many centuries, we know that there must be something better. And the something better that I want to introduce beyond what Christendom has offered so far in ulterior motive belief systems of Christian nationalism or whatever it may be called. There is something better. And I introduce you to the Creator simply and the sufficiency of creation. The Creator is much different from a God. There's nothing that can be said about the Creator that cannot be proven. Nothing you can say about the Creator that cannot be proven within the creation. Whereas God's creature created make many promises that cannot come to pass. And this is one of the reasons why there are so many disappointments with belief systems. That's why so many times a belief system break off, of a group from that belief system break off and form another belief system because they saw the failings of that mother belief. I've myself been through a few and see the failings. And I know to whoever I'm speaking to right now, you have seen yours as well. You have seen your many disappointments. But the Creator does not make any promises that cannot be fulfilled. And all we have, we will find in the end, is that all we have is the Creator and the sufficiency of creation. Everything that we can achieve, everything that we have achieved, will come through the sufficiency that is in all life. So I talk many times and make reference to often, what is the sufficiency? What is the sufficiency? The sufficiency is that which kicks in and performs in every creative thing, regardless of what circumstances may be or expected outside of it. The sufficiency is essentially the natural laws and the spiritual laws that never vary, never change, but is on time to pick up where false promises fail. And so the last key that we will find when all else fails is the sufficiency that is steadfast. Many times people will pray about something and they're praying to whoever they're praying to, and they waited for years and nothing happens. And they say, you know, we'll understand it better by and by. But the truth is, the sufficiency, if you had your mind upon what is a fact, like I often say, belief is only necessary in lieu of proof. What you can believe requires what you can prove requires no belief. And you don't have to put the Creator through any acid test of belief. All you have to do is look around you and see that which is sustainable from day to day. From the time you were born, the sun always rises. The moon always comes out, except you won't see it if it's a cloudy night or a cloudy day. But it's still there. It is still there, and everything that lies in the sufficiency of all life, whether it's animal life, plant life, or human life, it always comes around to do what it's supposed to do. It always comes around to fulfill that which is inherent in the mind of the Creator, that which has been given to us long before we have sense, so to speak, long before we know what it was. We look around us and we see all the great things that humanity has achieved. You name it, you list them, all the marvels, the great wonders of the world that are not necessary naturally so, but created by somebody. The Taj Mahal, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the great magnificence in interstate arteries, the great bridges that have been made, the flight to the moon, and many, many other space explorations. All of that have been achieved by the sufficiency in all of us. And if we are as aware of it as we should be, we'd find that it would be of so much more benefit to us than the fact that we are always depending on a belief system. Don't get me wrong. Belief is good. Belief is always good to get you over the hump of doubt. But belief taken to points where they are useless and are just used by people who want to manipulate you, by people who have ulterior motives to use you, then that belief that you're adhering to is not good, and it's bound to failure. So the pearl of great price that I would speak of today would be the sufficiency. And when you can understand it, the better off you are in your life. You're more stress-free, you're more without doubt, and you can surrender to what is true and know for sure that it will serve you well all your life and into the next one.